Hello, Flat Earth researchers, debaters and debunkers. I am standing on the shores of the River Severn estuary with the second Severn crossing in the distance there to demonstrate how perspective replaces the imaginary curve, or that how perspective has been ignored when using geometry of circles on pieces of paper to say that we are looking over a curve as we get higher. As you can see, the horizon is at eye level. This isn't on a tripod or anything, but this is simply how we see things. The surface appears to rise to eye level and the sky appears to come down to eye level, and they both meet in the middle. Now, we are told that the lower we go, the shorter the distance we can see to the horizon. But what in fact happens, and anyone can prove this to themselves over a tabletop, over any kind of surface, is that as we get lower, the surface appears to become more condensed, and it appears that we cannot see so far. But you can see that the horizon is still at eye level, and we can still see the bridge in the distance. Of course, ripples and waves will obscure the more distant footings of the bridge, because that's how perspective works. Even if the waves are very short, they will block off larger objects in the distance, and that's why we see ships disappearing from the bottom up, because as they get further away, they just appear to get smaller, and then appear to be smaller than whatever is between the observer and the object. So as we rise up, the horizon remains at eye level, yet the surface appears to expand. And this very small difference in height will allow us to see sunsets twice. We could watch the sun set at this low level, and you can see that the surface, the distance we can see is still the same, but the surface appears very short in our vision. But as we rise up, the surface appears to expand, and the horizon remains at eye level. So now we have what appears to be a much greater distance between the observer and the horizon. But the actual distance that we can see on top of the horizon hasn't actually changed. It's just that the surface appears to become more compressed as we go down low. Okay? It's really quite simple. And anyone who takes the time to look and test for themselves will come to this understanding that we have been fooled into believing that this aspect of perspective is an imaginary curve. Okay? Thank you very much.